let's check our work. So on 1B, we need to set up our problem. So it's 730 divided by 32. And we're going one digit at a time. So 32 cannot go into 7. It goes in 0 times. But it could go into 73. So if you're choosing to round, I'd say 30 goes into 73. 30, 60, 90 is too much. Maybe 2 times. Let's see what 32 times 2 would be. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 64. Could I add another 32 to this without going over 73? I think no. That would be like 90 something. 96. Too much. If you're someone who was adding, so we're starting with my bad. We are starting with 32. That's our first group. If I add 32 to this, it'd be 64. That's my second group. You could even show, if I added another group, that would be 96. Too much. So it goes in 1, 2 times. And how close did we get to 73? 64. Okay. So now, how many numbers are in between these? That's what we're doing with subtraction. Can't do 3 minus 4. So 6. And that becomes a 13. Ooh, this one's still kind of a tough one. 13 minus 4. If you struggle with these ones, the easiest way I think to do subtraction is start with that smaller number. You're just figuring out the distance between those two. So how many numbers are in between 4 and 13? So I start at 4. I'm going to count up until I hit 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 9 numbers away. 6 minus 6 is 0. So I've just subtracted. I need to bring down. So now I have a 90. How many 32s can go into 90? So I said again, if you were rounding, that's about 30. 30, 60, 90, maybe 3 times? Let's check. What would 3 groups of 32 be? 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Oof, too much. I showed that here too. By counting up by 32s, 3 groups is too much. So it can still only go in 2 times, which would be 64. Subtract again. Can't do 0 minus 4, so if I take 1 away, my 9 becomes an 8. I add 10, so it becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. There's nothing left to bring down, so that's going to be my remainder. Remainder, 26. Okay, we are checking our work. There's only 2 problems. You can check your work. So pause if you forgot to do that. Go back and check. So again, up and over. 32 times 22. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So 32 times 2 is 64. We're done with that 2. Now I'm on to this 2. But remember, that's not really a 2. That's a 20. You need to add that 0, because otherwise you're going to get the same answer. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6. These 2's have different value. If you got 64 and 64, that is wrong. It should be 64 and 640. Add them up. So 4, 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 1 is 7. 704. But wait a second, that's not what I started with. Don't forget, we need to add our remainder. 704 plus 26. 4 plus 6 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. And my 7. There we go. That's what I started with. 730. All right, last one. I gave you lots of room here, so if you ran out of room to check your work, no excuses. There's lots right up here. So I have 553 divided by 23. So if you'd like to estimate, oh, excuse me, Let's do this part first. 23 cannot go into 5, goes in 0 times, but it could go into 55. So now if you like to estimate, what could you round 23 to? How about 20? How many 20s could go into 55? 20, 40, 60. Oh, 60 is too much. Maybe 2 times? Let's check. 23 times 2 would be 46. I think that could work, because if I add 20 to this, or 23, I think I'd go over. These are less than 10 away. If you are someone who likes to add, so I have 23 as my first group, add 23, I'd have 46. That's my second group of 23. You could even add a third group just to check. That'd be 9. That would be 6. Too much. So it can only go in twice. 23, 46. So I couldn't get quite to 55. I got to 46 instead, though. So now when we subtract, and this one, think about the numbers here, 55 and 46. How many numbers are between that? So 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. There's 9 numbers in between. So when I subtract, I should get 9. Bring down our next number. Now I have 93. Okay. How many times could 20 go into 93? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100's too much, so maybe 4 times? Let's check. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Ooh, really close. I couldn't add any more to this without getting on or going over. So if I was to do it this way, I'm adding another group of 23. 9 plus 3 is 12. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. That would be my fourth group. So how many 23s go into 93? 23, 46, 69, 92. There are 4 groups of 23. I didn't get quite to 93, but I got 92. So when I subtract, that leaves me with a remainder of 1. Again, if you forgot to check your work, stop, pause, check your work now. So I have 23 times 24. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. I'm done with that 4 and that 1. Now I have my 2, but it's not really a 2. It's 20. Don't forget your 0. And 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 2. 9 plus 6 is 15. And 5. 552. But wait, that's not what I want to get. I need to add that remainder. 552 plus 1 is 553. That's what I want to get. All right. How did that practice go? If you need to, remember that they give you a whole problem set. You could always work through more problems if you need to. And you're checking your work, so you'll be able to tell if you got them right or wrong. So your exit ticket for today is on page 273. 273. And there are 2 problems. You're going to do that same thing. Divide and check your work using multiplication, especially on these exit tickets. All right, good job, everyone. Bye.